Nairobi Móntez was born in 2004 in the Dominican Republic, a Caribbean country known for its beautiful beaches and with a population of nearly 10 million people. At the time of the events, Nairobi lived with her family in the municipal district of Palmarejo Villa Linda in the province of Santo Domingo. Nairobi was the second of 3 siblings. She studied at Gregorio Urbano Gilbert School, and her biggest dream was to one day study architecture, something that, according to her teachers, she was likely to achieve because she worked hard and had good grades. Those who knew her described Nairobi as a cheerful, friendly, and obedient girl who never caused any trouble for her parents. Nairobi loved playing volleyball, a sport she had been practicing since the age of 9 at a club in the city where she lived. This club brings together many young people from very humble families. The club's goal is to introduce sports to economically disadvantaged families, offering them a new perspective on athletics. Due to her friendly nature, Nairobi made friends easily. She had many friends at the club, but her closest friend was a 16-year-old boy named Michael Amador Valero. Nairobi and Michael had known each other since they were little and often went to the club together. According to sources, Michael had to drop out of high school to start working. He worked washing engines to help support his family. Michael's family was very poor, and his mother, despite working practically all day, could only earn enough for the basics. Since Michael's mother worked all day, after he finished work, he would go straight to Nairobi's house, where he spent the rest of the day until his mother arrived home. Nairobi's family was very fond of Michael and treated him as if he were part of the family. This made the friendship between Nairobi and Michael grow even stronger. However, weeks before the tragic event, Michael began behaving very strangely. According to Nairobi's relatives, Michael started to become impatient and aggressive toward the girl. They also reported that on one occasion, Michael covered Nairobi's mouth and nose in an attempt to suffocate her after a minor argument. However, when the girl's family members confronted him, he claimed it was all just a joke. On another occasion, Michael took Nairobi's phone, and when she chased after him to get it back, he pulled her by the hair and dragged her several feet. These clear signs of violence were a warning of something much worse to come. September 1st, 2019, began like any other day for Nairobi and her family. She had turned 15 at the time, and to celebrate, she went with her siblings, Michael, and other friends to the club I mentioned earlier. This same club has pools on site, and Nairobi wanted to enjoy them with her siblings and friends. Everything was going fine until around 5 in the afternoon when something happened. Suddenly, several people saw Nairobi's body at the bottom of the water. As there was no lifeguard at the club, a group of people in the pool managed to pull Nairobi up from the water. They attempted to revive her, but the girl no longer responded. Naidele, Nairobi's older sister, arrived at the pool just as they were trying to resuscitate the girl. Naidele noticed that her sister had a head injury that was bleeding. She thought it had all been an accident, that her sister had slipped, hit her head, and then drowned. Everyone present thought the same, that it was just an accident. Nairobi was quickly taken to the hospital, but she arrived there lifeless. Since everyone at the club believed it was an accident and conveyed this to the authorities, no autopsy was conducted, nor was an investigation launched. However, as days passed, the victim's family began to have doubts because of Nairobi's head injury. To them, she hadn't been hurt by slipping and hitting her head, but had been struck by someone else in the pool with her. The family didn't believe it was an accident. To them, what happened was a crime. Because of this, Nairobi's family decided to request the security camera footage from the club where the tragedy occurred. The club has several cameras on site, and some of them face the pools. The family hoped that one of these cameras had captured what really happened to Nairobi, and indeed one of the cameras did. What the family saw in this footage left them horrified. This was on September 3rd, 2019, and on the 15th, the family decided to share the footage on social media. In this video, which went viral, you can see over the course of 13 minutes how Michael, Nairobi's best friend, forcefully throws her into the pool against her will. He does this again when Nairobi manages to get out of the pool. Then Michael jumps into the pool himself and pins Nairobi beneath him. He repeatedly jumps on her until she's left at the bottom of the water. There were at least 16 people in the pool at that time, but none of them noticed what was happening. While Nairobi remained at the bottom of the pool, Michael got out of the water and watched her for a few minutes without any intention of helping her. Afterward, and according to the victim's sister's account, Michael went to look for her, saying that Nairobi had disappeared and he couldn't find her anywhere. Nidell then began searching for her sister throughout the club until she arrived at the exact moment when several people pulled Nairobi from the water and tried to revive her. In the same footage, Michael can also be seen approaching the group attempting to save Nairobi. He then quickly ran off. Before leaving the club, Michael asked a man for money, saying it was for a bus fare that would take him near his home. That day, no one heard from Michael again until the next day, when he attended Nairobi's wake and burial as if nothing had happened. At this point, the family had not yet seen the club's security footage, so they had no idea that Michael was responsible for what had happened to Nairobi. When the camera recordings revealed what had actually happened, Nairobi's family confronted Michael, who claimed he and Nairobi were just playing. Michael's family, even after seeing the footage, insisted that he was innocent and could not be held responsible for what happened. It was shortly after this that Nairobi's family decided to post the video captured by the club's cameras on social media. Their intention was for everyone to see what really happened to the girl and thus seek justice. As the video went viral, it sparked national outrage, putting strong pressure on authorities to take action as quickly as possible. Michael Valero was arrested shortly after the video showing him drowning Nairobi was posted on social media. He was formally charged with the crime against Nairobi, and the Court for Boys, Girls, and Adolescents placed him in preventive detention until October 9th, the date he was to appear before a judge. However, this appearance had to be postponed to November 13th because Michael did not have a lawyer. Both the family and the public were outraged, demanding that Michael be tried as an adult instead of as an adolescent. This was impossible under Dominican law, and Michael would have to be tried as a juvenile, meaning that if convicted, he could face a maximum sentence of 5 years. Throughout the trial, Michael's mother defended her son in every possible way, claiming that what happened was an accident. This attitude from Michael's mother not only infuriated the victim's family, but also the public following the case, as the footage recorded by the club's cameras clearly showed it was not an accident. Apart from Nairobi's family, there were no other prosecution witnesses in court, as no one else in the pool had noticed what was happening. The family believes that the motivation behind the crime was that Michael harbored feelings for Nairobi, but she didn't reciprocate, seeing Michael as a brother. Michael maintained his version that it was all a game that ended in an accident. His family and his defense used this same argument. Finally, at the end of his trial, Michael Amador Valero was sentenced to 3 years for the crime against Nairobi Móntez. He may still be released before that if he demonstrates good behavior. The video captured by the club's security cameras was the crucial evidence for Michael's conviction. Currently, the offender is held in a juvenile correctional facility in the province of Santo Domingo. So, the story of young Nairobi Móntez comes to an end. What do you think? Is Michael truly guilty, or was it just a prank that turned into a tragic accident? Share your thoughts in the comments.